Hello, everyone. This is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and I love to come live and show you what I've been working on in my craft room. So this week's card, it's one of those things, do you ever get an idea in your head, like in the middle of the night or at a really odd time? It's a card idea and you just have to get it out and get it on paper. And that's what this card today is for. It's not for a class. It's not for anything. It was just get it out of my head and have fun with it. So today it's a simple, fairly simple card, but it has a lot of little things going on. So let me pop you down to my workspace and I'll get started showing you the card that was in my head and the products that I used, and I'll make one and show you how it's done. Hey Sandy, hey Vicky, thanks so much for joining me today, and anyone else who's popping in, I'm so glad you decided to spend part of your morning with me today. All right, so let me show you the card and then I'll show you what I've got going on. So this is the card. Again, it's a hey Deb, thanks for joining. Really kind of a nice, simple layout, very clean and simple. I'm a clean and simple stamper, and but when Stampin' Up! Came out with this Trucking Along stamp set, hey Jeanne, good to see you, and Sue. So when Stampin' Up! Came out with the Trucking Along bundle, and then I saw the Pick of the Patch bundle, I thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to have a truck with a pumpkin in the back? So that is what I did. The truck, normally you'll see the truck in red. Everybody's seen this little red truck everywhere out in the shops, but I made my truck Night of Navy today, because you can make your truck any color you want because it's your truck. One thing to note about this is that this Trucking Along does come with a punch. The punch was so popular, as was the stamp set, that it was sold out and it's slated to be back in October 9th. But I'm here to show you that you don't need to use the punch, that this truck is really super easy to cut out by hand. The Pick of the Patch, it does have a coordinating punch, and we'll use that just for one little part. Otherwise, today I'm going to have to cut out one of my pumpkins by hand as well. Either you're a fan of fussy cutting or you're not. And I know quite a few of you do love fussy cutting because it's a form of therapy, and some of you are really good at it. So, all right, let me just show you then what I have going on. I started with a pumpkin pie card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I'll just burnish it with my bone folder. And then I have a piece of Designer Series paper. This is 5 1/4 by 4, and it is from the All About Autumn Designer Series paper. And I'm going to go ahead and, you hate to cover up this gorgeous piece, but I like the wood grain. It just says fall. As soon as I get this on, I will show you the rest of that Designer Series paper. It's a 6x6 pack, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Wendy, thanks for joining. So let me just show you the papers if you haven't already seen this. It will be back in stock here pretty soon to another really popular item. It's kind of like when you see these things, if you want it, you better get it. Hey Kay, thanks for popping in. So there's one design, perfect for fall. And then most of the other sides have these copper gold designs, and so I figure, if I don't use it all for fall, you can always use it for the holidays as well. There's another sheet of that. I hope all is well in North Carolina there, Kay. Another design, more leaves. So this is really gorgeous paper. Again, it will be back in stock soon. Actually, I had 2 pieces, sorry. So there's the leaves, and then Moody Mauve is on that side. A pretty peacock. Kind of a little bit of shadow there this morning. Thanks so much for sharing. anybody who shares and pops in and comments. I do appreciate you. Those pumpkins are fun. Another fun design. The books. I think something for book club would be awesome with that. That little owl in that one stamp set. Another, I like that blue. So that's kind of a masculine. Oh, this is gorgeous. Hey, Dawn, thanks for joining. I know Deb in Minnesota, you guys might be experiencing some of these gorgeous trees. And Wendy sent me some photos last week of the changing of the leaves in the northern states. This is another piece of that. This is the All About Autumn. Keep your eye on it. It should be back in stock early October. Or give me a shout if you want me to keep an eye on it for you. These are just the pieces of that. And so that's where I found my wood grain piece right here for the card. Do I get distracted or do I get distracted? But I thought I wanted to share that with you so you could see all the pieces just in case you hadn't. Oh, you've already used that, Deb, the book. I'm kind of hoarding that because I do have a book club and I thought maybe it would be fun to make something I'm hosting this month. All right, so then I'm going to be stamping on a piece of white cardstock that measures 3 by 4 1/4, and then I have a layer that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining. Well, and then I need to have a designer series paper piece that measures 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I don't have that out here. So let me do my stamping, and I thought I was so well organized. That does happen from time to time. And let me grab my Stampin' Pierce mat because it really does help. It does help get a nice solid image, especially with the truck. So let's do the truck first. And I'm going to use the Memento ink, and I will do the outline with that truck. The truck lines up so easily. I'm going to put him down here, but I am going to, I'm not going to use the punch. I'm just going to show you that it's really super easy to cut that out by hand until the punch comes in. And maybe all right, let's see. So there's the solid image of the truck, and the photopolymer are such good stamps because they are great for the 2-step stamping. The 2-step stamping means that it takes more than one stamp to create the image. And then I'm just going to hover over and hope, see if I can find that window. And you know what? If you're close, you're close. Nothing's perfect. It's handmade. It doesn't have to be perfect. And look, isn't that just absolutely super fun? Super fun. Super easy to use. Then there is a little stamp to do the wheels. You could, if you see this little stamp, you could color it into with a marker. I've done that. And the tip is just to line up the circles in that truck, and then give it a good. There we go. And then we'd be able to take our scissor. Our paper trimmer, scissor, not paper trimmer, but our little scissor, and cut it out. And I'm not gonna make you sit and watch me cut this whole thing out, but you can see how quickly I am trimming through that. I did see Susan pop in, and Teresa. Thanks everybody for joining me this morning. I was just saying as I started talking about the card today, it's not for anything special. It's just one of those cards that popped into my head, and sometimes I don't have peace in stamping until I actually get that card out on paper. So this is one of those. But I did I do have another truck that I cut yesterday by hand, so I'm going to use him, and then we're going to need a pumpkin for the back of the truck, and that comes from the Pick of the Patch stamp set. Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining. So I'm using two of the fun popular sets, and this pumpkin, this particular little pumpkin doesn't have a coordinating punch, so we'll have to cut that too. I'm using pumpkin pie. And I'm going to put just that in the corner. This, I know, as we talk about a love-hate relationship with fussy cutting, we also have a love-hate relationship with scraps. But in this instance, I'm glad for my scraps, because for all these little images that we have for this and for others, it's a great way to use up your scraps. So I'm just quickly trimming the pumpkin out, and that's really super easy. You know, as I'm putting this card together and rambling, I was thinking, you know, if you used clear embossing powder on these, you could make the truck and the pumpkin shine. So that's another thought I had. Always thinking about the next thing I can craft. Well, then I need the little stem for the pumpkin. So you see, the card, it looks very clean and simple on the outset, but I have a lot of little pieces. So here's that teeny little stem, and it fits on this little piece, and I'm doing that in Old Olive. As much as you could cut that out by hand, I am going to use the punch for that. No use not. I mean, I would have with the pumpkin so you see how that little, that just lines up right in there, and I'll pop that out that way. Then I am going to use just a glue dot on the front side of that stem and stick it on my pumpkin. And then we'll put another glue dot on the front of the pumpkin, and we'll put the pumpkin in the truck. The truck can hold lots of things. It's fun because the set itself. Hi, Fran. Thanks for joining. The set itself has a tree, a Christmas tree, a palm tree, gifts, flowers. You could even just do the gate. So lots of options with that. All right. So the card that I made said a harvest of blessings. And I thought, well, there's one pumpkin in there. Let's say you're the pick of the patch. That's one of the sentiments from the stamp set. So I'm going to do that in pumpkin pie. Just give a little ink on that. I better practice once just to see. But I do have extra paper in case that doesn't come out like I want it to. But I'm just going to place that right here at the bottom in pumpkin pie. You're the pick of the patch. Just pressing down evenly and firmly to get that ink into the paper. Perfect. All right. Actually, too, I was going to add one other little piece. I wanted to add a little road for the truck to be on so he's just not in midair. That piece is also in the Trucking Along bundle. Just going to use Memento for that. Hello, Muffy. Thanks for popping in, everybody. I'm so glad you're joining me. The road. Let's put the road right here. And I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. It's fun with those builder stamp sets and builder punches. You can use your imagination and do whatever your little heart desires. I'll just put some glue dots on the back of the truck. My Night of Navy truck. And you can make your truck any color you want. Stampin' Up! Has 50 colors, so you could make a truck in 50 colors. Alrighty, I need my Stampin' Seal. I do have one more little thing we're gonna stamp here shortly, but I'll put this onto the pumpkin pie And then I was also thinking if you had the truck down here and then you could just stack all the pumpkins up in that. I thought that would be kind of fun too. Lots of choices, lots of fun little things to do with this. And then it just goes flat on the card. You could use Stampin' Dimensionals if you wanted to. That's what I tell people in class. If you feel like popping it up, pop it up. And if you don't, that's your choice. Hey, Donna, glad you're here. Glad you're all here. Then that just goes right here. And you'll see that this is a piece from the Bright's 6x6 Designer Series paper pack. And I wasn't prepared enough. So I thought, well, I could use that piece. I do have another one that I was playing with yesterday and decided not to use it. Let me see if I can find it and see what you guys think. If it's still in this little package, maybe it's not. But you can use anything you want for that. So instead of going and looking for another piece, I think I'm just going to go ahead and use that right here because that will work as well. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Barbara. There's kind of just blends in with, which is alrighty. Okay, so we need just a little embellishment, I think, on that card. So in the pick of the patch, there's this little leaf, and there's also, you can punch that out. So let's make one of those. I'm just kind of messing around, fooling around. Thank you. It's Brenda, I was telling everyone, this is one of those cards that gets in your head and you just have to get it out and just to make it. So there's that little leaf from the pick of the patch. If you guys have any questions at all about the products I'm using, this will be on my blog at kimplayswithpaper.com along with the video replay. And you can always ask any questions in the comments or email me. I'd be happy to get back to you. I'm also going to put that little leaf just in the corner. That will be for the center of our card, just to give a little interest there. Let's bring back our punch. So that pumpkin builder punch has two sizes of pumpkins, a leaf, and then the stem. So this leaf, I'll just be able to slide right in here. And that's what I love so much about Stampin' Up's punches and the stamps. Everything coordinates and goes together and makes your crafting really easy. You don't have to think a lot. And when you think a lot like I do, then it just makes it easier. So I'm going to punch that out. And it goes flying. And so we'll just add. And you could punch out a whole bunch of these. And let's set that here. And you could decorate the whole front with some different colors. But I just thought I would stop there. Let's see the middle of the card, and then we are finished with this. Like I said, clean and simple design, but lots of little pieces from different sets. And once I start getting going on this one, it's like, oh, I could do this and I could do that. So that's how I craft, kind of scatterbrained crafting. So this is the card I started with, and that's the one I ended with. But I hope you all enjoyed this today. Just as a quick note that this stamp set is available. The punch will be coming soon, but I just showed you how easy it is to cut that by hand. So if you want the stamp set, go ahead and grab that. And then the pick of the patch bundle is available as well from Stampin' Up's September through December mini catalog. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and have a great rest of the day, rest of the week and weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.